Hello there. Germany gets a royal visit from Great Britain because King Charles III travels to Berlin at the end of March and then wants to give a speech in the Bundestag, that's the federal parliament. I am pleased that the British leader, King Charles III, will speak in the Bundestag. The German-British friendship is of particular importance for Europe and the world, especially after Brexit and in times of the illegal imperialist war of aggression by Kremlin chief Vladimir Putin in Ukraine. No, that's not a quote from me. That was said by Katja Mast, first parliamentary secretary of the Social Democrat parliamentary group, and she said this on Thursday to the German press agency. Initially, there was no confirmation from the palace in London for the visit, which Charles and his wife, Queen Consort Camilla, are set to also lead to Hamburg. But the silence is no exception. Royal dates are traditionally announced a few days before, just for security reasons. Travel plans would be announced in due course, is all a spokeswoman said weeks ago. The speech in the Bundestag is planned for March 30th, as previously reported by the news portal The Pioneer. According to information from the magazine Stern from mid-January, Charles and Camilla want to be in Germany from March 29th to 31st and then also visit Hamburg. Criticism came from the first parliamentary secretary of the parliamentary group Die Linke, Jan Korte. Die Linke is the most left party in the Bundestag. It's a good tradition that no head of state has spoken in the Bundestag who has not been elected, and we shouldn't change that either, he said. Even Pope Benedict, who spoke in the Bundestag on September 22nd in 2011, was elected in a vote among 115 men from his own organization. Well, Charles has been the British monarch since the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth, on September 8th in 2022. His coronation is scheduled for May 6th. As heir to the throne, Charles has often been a guest in Germany, most recently on the day of national mourning in November 2020. At the central commemoration in the Bundestag, he evoked the deep partnership between Great Britain and Germany, and he did that in German, which he speaks quite well. According to French media reports, Germany is not Charles' first stop on what is now his first trip abroad as a monarch. Accordingly, the king wants to visit Paris beforehand, to which French President Emmanuel Macron had invited him on the sidelines of the Queen's state funeral. As the newspaper Parisien wrote in January, a visit by the king to the French parliament is also on the agenda, as is a visit to Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo. There is no official confirmation of this either, by the way. It was originally expected that Charles would visit a member of the Commonwealth of Nations, such as Australia or Jamaica, as his first destination. But now he's going to continental Europe and to members of the EU. But there are currently no indications of going somewhere there. In his first few months in office, Charles has visited numerous locations in the UK and has a busy schedule in London. And after meeting Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in an audience at Buckingham Palace on Wednesday, he received the credentials of the new ambassador of France and Samoa on Thursday. So Charles has been to Germany quite often. I do remember that. And I do remember him speaking German quite well, so I wouldn't be surprised if he would hold the speech in the German federal parliament in German as well. So they might be correct in assuming that. Some might say, of course, why not? His family has a lot of German descendants. But still, it's quite good to know that other people speak other people's languages, especially after I made some videos a long time ago that the German classes in the UK are getting more and more out of schools, and with a lot of, what do I call it, conversations, I must say, especially people in the UK do not very often really speak second languages. And it is true that a lot of people on this planet do speak English. In Germany, a lot of people do speak English. But a lot of people here do speak French as well. And so I always thought it's a very important thing to speak a second language, and I wish more people would see it that way. Because the only thing that can keep us from a lot of trouble in the future is for people understanding each other. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.